Welcome back to the Workhorse YouTube channel where Impact has arrived. That's the expansion for BLKOUT, the 32mm skirmish game that's taking place in the near future, about 85 years from now, on the first and only colony planet for humans, which is Able. We've been having a lot of fun with this game, obviously. We've put out 7 battle reports. Now, with the Impact expansion, we're going to be able to use 2 new forces, the UN Reservists and Task Force Boone, both of which have been anxiously awaited for by the community, and it's going to be great to get them on the table. But we're also getting with the times and picked up the Handler Pack Alpha, which brings the original 3 handlers that were released, along with Handler Pack Bravo, with 3 new handlers that are included in the Impact rules. So we're going to take a look at those. It's all pretty fantastic. I'm very excited about it. Overall, the price for the starter set remains the same as the old starter set at $100. I don't know how long that offer is going to last. It's normally $120, but if you're interested in this game, the rules are out there for free. Just go to their website and then watch some battle reports, mine, whoever's. If it seems like it's up your alley, now would be the time to buy, because this game is gaining popularity and it is at a point where new things are coming in, and it's just very exciting to be in early on a game. Haven't been like that since probably Black Powder Red Earth and Star Wars Legion. So it's always a fun vibe in the community. The Discord channel is great, the community is great. So let's go ahead and do this unboxing, and then we can see whether or not it's right for you.
All right, so let's get this unboxed. So, as always, solid packing material. And the first thing I'm going to pull out here is the Handlers Alpha. They've been out for some time. This is the hard resin single print. Features 3 handlers. And this is the new Handlers Bravo. These came out with Impact, effectively nearly doubling the amount of handlers you can have. There's 2 handlers in a previous expansion that don't have models available, but you can still play with. But these 6 alone give you a lot of room to make some decisions on your list building, determine how your team's going to run their op. So this is the UN's 3rd Reserve Battalion. See the box art there? Looks like they cleaned up the box art a little bit more crisp. That'll help me in my painting. And then underneath there, we got something stuck. We got Task Force Boone. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, as have I. Looks like there's going to be 8 models included, so pretty hardy force. Certainly much larger than the UN's Raid Force Alpha. All right. We got new card stock with the Universal Special Rules having been updated with Impact. We have a rule book. There's not been any changes to this rule book per my knowledge, so the standard game is still the standard game with the optional rules included in the new starter set. Comes with 3 dice. This is a bit different from the original starter set. It's nice to have some 10-sided dice, especially if you're new to the hobby, and I know a lot of people are getting into the hobby through BLKOUT, so that makes things just one step easier. Okay, and this is a bit of a change. So if you looked at my previous unboxing video, you know that the tokens that came in there were acrylic. They're really sharp, although I didn't understand all of them. This one features the same tokens and some new ones, it looks like. Get the shine off that. So what we have here is a smoke token, a explosion token, and that's these orange ones are lean out markers. I guess you could use the green one as lean out marker as well. Not sure what we're going to be using these for. Could count wounds on your handlers since they're multi-wound models, just like the Suka. And then, just like the other set of acrylic tokens, it looks like we have 12 ready tokens, 12 engaged tokens, and then a total of 6 pin tokens in the blue there. So we upped that a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into the boxes some more. Okay, let's go ahead and start with an oldie but goodie, and that is the handler models. Alpha. Now, okay, so we got the 3 cards for the 3 handlers that come in the set. It's that solid plastic, like credit card material. And I know that's a big hit with everybody. We certainly enjoy it here at the house. And you have all the rules for the handlers on there, as usual. Of course, we got the 25mm bases, and there's going to be 3 of those. And then the actual models are a hard cast resin, 3D printed. And that's some nice packing foam, make sure nothing goes wrong. And so we got 1, 2, and 3 handlers there. One thing interesting about these handlers is they're kind of themed by the factions that came out originally. So this guy definitely looks like a Manticore Boars group operative. And then one of these is going to look like a Harlow operative, and one of these is going to look like a Ewan operative. I'd have to see which one's which by the artwork, but we'll take a look at that. And then rounding out my handlers now with Handlers Bravo. So we got the same 25mm bases. And we got the same single print hard resin with the cards inside, I should mention. So what we have is a marksman handler, we have a melee handler, and we have a cyber handler. All right, so taking a look at the models, marksman, melee, and cyber here for you guys. So that's the marksman on the left. That is the melee with the knife or power knife. And then we have the cyber handler there. And this would make a good proxy for the data handler, which came in a previous expansion, if you weren't lucky enough to get her with that initial release. All right, let's go ahead and place the handlers to the side for a minute. We'll get to the main event. Although Blackout is a fantastic game on its own. You add handlers into it, it just becomes a lot more fun, in my opinion. They bring unique tools to the table, and they can do some real damage, but they're not like heroic in a classic tabletop miniature game respect. They are very vulnerable to mass fire. All right, so this is Task Force Boone. Again, we got 8 models on the box art, so I'm expecting 8 models inside here. And just like last time, having a hard time opening, but there we go. Spilling out the contents. All right, so we got the Force card for Task Force Boone. It's that nice solid card paper, cardstock there. And then we got the 3 unit cards that go along with the Force card. So we're looking at a Recon team, a Razorback, and a VAT element. All right. As far as the models themselves, now these are the new spun cast resin. It's supposed to be a little bit more durable than the hard cast 3D printed resin. And there's a good video that I'll link down below by Spork that kind of goes into the different types of resins and other materials that you can use. I think all that's one piece hard resin, and that's for the Razorback, who seems to be a little bit bigger than a guy. We'll check that out later. And then we're looking at 1, 2, and somebody's arms right there. It's going to go together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 operatives to go along with the Razorback. So we'll put those together, give you a good look at them, as we normally do. And then I can feel under here we got the bases as well. A little sneak peek. All right. Anxious to get them on the table soon. And then of course this is the UN 3rd Battalion, or UN Reserves. And this is interesting because this is the first time that we've seen additional models and units for a faction. So we have the UN Raid Force Alpha, of course, been featured on the channel. Very elite force. This is a less elite force as a reservist, but they do bring a little bit more numbers, and they'll have some tricks up their sleeve, I'm sure. including the trick on how to open the box, which always seems to confound me. All right, there we go. So we're looking at the 3 cards again, starting with the Peacemaker, which is kind of like the drone one-man wrecking crew. We got a Pointmen unit, and then we have the reserve fire team. Looks like it's going to be 4 models there. We're going to get 2 Pointmen, and then the 1 Peacemaker, along with their force card and special rules. And then again, I opted for the spun cash resin on these, but we got another one that is the 3D print resin. And so we'll be putting this together. It looks like a bit of a puzzle, but it's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Shouldn't be too hard. And then we got our 6 operatives. So this game's fantastic because it takes place in the near future. So the operatives look like operatives, and the robots look like robots that we might see in the next 90 years. So these are the Pointmen. They are cybernetics, not cybernetics, but robots. And then we got the 3rd Battalion reservists coming in here, and just some fine detail. And we'll be looking at that a little bit more closely after I get them put together for you for a final look. But we're looking at 4 of them. All right, so that is what came in the box. Let's go ahead and put it together and give you a good look at what we're going to be dealing with. I've put the models together, and I got to tell you, they went together dead easy. The spun cast resin, really easy to work with, and then the hard resin, I mean, most of that was just gluing on the bases. The intervention suits were a little bit tougher, but not so much. So if you're new to the hobby, you're going to be able to figure it out, no problem. If you're experienced in the hobby, you're going to breeze through it. It took me just over an hour, I want to say. All right, so let's start with the actual models. This is going to be Task Force Boone here on the left. You see the 1 force card and 3 unit cards. And then as we zoom in, you can see the detail on the models. It's we didn't lose anything in the spun cast resin. The center, you have the Razorback looking fantastic, and then some more infantry. Moving on over to the right, we got Handler Group Alpha and Handler Group Bravo. It really just increases the number of play styles that you can employ while playing this game, having the handlers. And they bring a tactical challenge to the game for both sides, which has really been enjoyable. Over on the right, we have the UN Reserve Forces. And I really like how dynamic these guys are. So we got a guy kneeling down, we got a guy really leaning forward, and then that rocket launcher back there looks really, really cool. Really impressed with the detail. And of course, the Peacemaker, not the Peacekeeper, he makes the peace. It's up to somebody else to keep it. He looks fantastic, and was pretty easy to pose like that. Although you could probably just place him on 2 legs standing up as well if you don't want to make it so dynamic, make it a little bit more sturdy. But of course, that came with the force card and 3 unit cards there. Let's talk about what else you get in the starter set. You get, of course, the rule book, and the Universal Special Rules card. You get the 3 dice, which is really useful if you're new to miniature gaming. If you're not, then you just got 3 more dice, and who doesn't have a huge dice collection, but always adding 2. You have all these tokens here, and I was rewatching my unboxing video for the original starter set from BLKOUT, and I was pretty lukewarm on the tokens that came in there. They're acrylic tokens. I gotta tell you, I really warmed up to them, and I really like them. I was concerned about the hard cardboard, but after having felt them and seen them, they're really nice. So very happy with that. They brought wound markers into the fray. Now that we have so many intervention suits, 2, and handlers, 6, coming on the battlefield, they are going to be very helpful in tracking wounds. Now, the lean out tokens are perfectly serviceable. They are a bit different from the original ones. Now, the original ones, I didn't even know they were a lean out token for a long time, and I found out on Discord, where I find most of my information about this game. Lean out tokens were great because you can draw line of sight from the lean out token. New lean out token is just going to go, base to base with a model, and then you're just going to have to kind of think of what that could see, or very easily you just pick up the model, you check line of sight, and then you place the model back down. So altogether, this was a great investment. We're looking forward to getting them on the table and seeing how they play. Let's come back for a wrap up.
Well, that's it. You've seen everything, and hopefully you're as impressed as I am with the product. My son Robbie's already checked it out. He's excited to get his Task Force Boone on the table, see what they can do against the UN reservist. Overall, very satisfied with the product as always. It is going to be a great time, and hopefully if you enjoy this, you'll stick around. Go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Go ahead and check out some other YouTube videos for Blackout, because it's such an exciting game. I want you guys to take a look at it, and then if it's right for you, join the community, because it has been fantastic, and we're going to continue to focus on this game for the foreseeable future. So, thank you. We'll see you soon.